Okay, well, if you haven't seen the Clone Wars show, you'll probably think this is a pretty good episode. But if you have seen Clone Wars, this episode feels very redundant and somewhat derivative. And what I mean by that is that in season 3 of Clone Wars, there's an episode that's basically a ripoff of the story of The Most Dangerous Game, because the plot is that Ahsoka is captured and brought to Kashyyyk, and she's hunted by Trandoshans. Along the way, she meets Chewbacca, and then they team up to fight the Trandoshans. And this episode is pretty much the same plot, except Ahsoka has been replaced with Bad Batch, and then Chewie has been replaced with Gungi. And if you don't know who that is a Jedi youngling that you're introduced to in Season 5. He's a Wookiee Jedi youngling. So that was a nice little touch that he came back. You know, we've kind of seen how he's progressed in Season 5. Because there is a bit of a time gap, and kind of how Order 66 affected him to the point where he is afraid of the Bad Batch until they say, no, we're not with the Empire, we're not going to kill you. Sorry, Wookiee child who probably saw his family die. So, that was kind of trying to think about. But anyway, also, thank you, Dave Filoni, for reintroducing the Kinrath from Knights of the Old Republic. That was a nice little reference. They did change them up a bit, though, because in the game, the Kinrath are ruthless. They will attack you. They're bloodthirsty. But they did kind of change them up a little bit, because I guess if you're a Jedi, you can use the Force to calm them. So that was kind of a nice little bit. And it kind of sets them apart as new versions of Kinrath, since, Knights of the Old Republic is considered legends now. So that was a nice little touch, though. Dave Filoni's a nerd. I enjoyed the action in this episode. It's cool seeing a young Wookiee Jedi, especially because he does get some pretty brutal off-screen kills. But this episode didn't really feel like there were enough obstacles. It played out a bit too smoothly. The plan went a little bit too well, and I blame that on the 20-minute runtime. I feel like they probably could have made this a multiple episode arc. Probably could have thrown some more stakes in there. Probably could have had a few more dangerous moments. So it had some nice little callbacks. It had some cool action. But, like I said, the plot, very overly familiar. The whole episode, I've seen this episode before, back in Clone Wars Season 3. This doesn't really do anything new with the same story, more or less. There's a little bit of character progression for Gungi. I don't know, it's kind of a fan service episode, but it's also very redundant. I was pretty mixed on it. Those are my thoughts on it. Just let me know what you thought.